Hello, and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine, and this is going to be a new series that I'm starting called The Lesson. Because obviously, many people are needing to learn lessons or currently are in karmic situations that are meant to teach them something about how they show up and also how they allow others to show up. Whatever side of the, or I'm going to say whatever side of the coin you lie on, but again, there's lessons for everybody here. Um, Now, originally, oh, let me do the spiel first. Of course, if this reading resonates and you would like to find out more insight into your particular situation, or if you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. If you would like to support the channel as an energy exchange, I help you, you help me, we help the collective because YouTube will then promote the channel. So hit the like button, subscribe, share, leave a comment, let me know how it resonates. Also hit the notifications button because that will help to inform you of whenever I upload a new reading. Subscribing alone, I guess, doesn't do that, so everybody tells people to hit the notifications. I guess there's a little bell there or something. If you'd like to be notified on whenever I upload new readings. And again, this is going to be for the Divine Masculine for the month of September in regards to, a lesson that he's currently learning or needing to learn. Um, and also, I mentioned before, keep in mind that masculine and feminine stand more for energy than gender. So whatever one you resonate with, that is your message. Now, originally when I did this, I did the shuffle the way that I would usually do a Celtic cross, which is basically, um, well, Spirit knows what a Celtic cross is, so I don't have to go question by question for that. Usually you shuffle it and you already know the order of the cards per what the question is. And I did that, and instead of cutting the deck into three and then, putting the piles up and laying out each card, I forgot to do that. I started shuffling. So I says, well, then maybe let me see then what they just throw out as opposed to, doing it that other way. But unfortunately, when you allow that to happen, you sometimes will end up with extra cards, as is the case here. Um, this is an extra card that came out with the King of Wands, which we'll get into what that question is about. And instead of, one card for this, three cards came out. So, good, bad, who knows? I guess bad for me because it's more work. Or maybe bad for people who want quick readings. But obviously, it's a complete message, as is this. So, I guess it happened as it was meant to happen, as opposed to just being one card, right? The questions that I ask is, what is the current situation? What happened in the past that led up to the current situation? How how they are thinking and feeling about their current situation? What are their hopes and fears? What needs to change, or what can they change or do to kind of help themselves in this situation? What is the karmic lesson that's involved here? What aspect of the self is the lesson trying to get you to change or be aware of? And the last question is, what will you or should you have learned when this lesson is over? Now, again, some people chose to stay in karmic situations. So whenever that lesson ends, or whenever that situation ends, it could be next week, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, however long you choose to stay in the karma. At the end of that, hopefully you will get that epiphany, that aha moment, and that's what that's kind of saying. Well, at the end, whenever that end may be, what will it be that you have learned or should learn through this experience? Um, and I already see for the master what it is, but let us read. The card we have here is the Death card. So this is all about endings. not fearing endings or change, especially, whether that's internal changes that we know that we need to make. We know that we need to release and let go of for our own highest and best, but again, we refuse to, for whatever reason, fear, ego, psychological disorders that you may not even be aware that you have. We need to go to therapy to try to figure out again why we keep, it's like Groundhog Day. Same shit, different ass. Or same shit, different people. Because we're showing up the same. So again, this is about the purifier, the rebirth, fresh, new, pure. It's the sign of Scorpio. Now, also, it deals, again, as I mentioned, cycles, transformation, because you have here again the world, which is all about completing cycles as well. Same thing as like the Wheel of Fortune, death, and they all go hand in hand. This is again for allowing change to happen, and not keeping ourselves stuck or holding ourselves back because either we refuse to change or we refuse to end situations that we know we should end, to allow for transformation and growth instead of staying in things that are just stagnant. This is all about trying to close one door and open another. End of a major phase or aspect of your life that brings about the beginnings of something far more valuable, important, or this is what we're needing to allow to happen. It's about, again, trying to figure out how to put the past behind you in order to embrace and part ways to embrace new opportunities that may be difficult, but it's important, as you will see, to bring renewal and transformation. If you resist, you'll feel emotional pain or physical pain, again, because, it'll manifest in illnesses, that be anxiety, depression, weight gain, weight loss, whatever it is for you. Significant transformation, a profound need for change or clearing away limiting factors. It's also about sudden change that we cannot escape the effects of it. Needing to learn to let go of unhealthy attachments or even unhealthy ways of being for more fulfilling things. So again, it's time to release or let go of things that no longer serve us, that keep us stuck and stagnant and holding on self-sabotatory behaviors, self-destructive behaviors. Again, the energy that we bring into situations or what we allow to come into our lives, again, because we attract what we are. So again, they're either encouraging you that you needing to make steps to end something, or major phase or aspect of your life so that you can bring about something better, and it's important that you do that because there's obviously things that got to go. Again, it's about, it says about closing one door to open another, or put the past behind you and part ways to embrace new opportunities. That could be put this current situation to bed and move forward, or putting the past ways of being behind us and deciding to step into our own, or who it is that we're meant to become or should be striving to become. It's a significant transformation, whatever it is, but obviously it starts within first, because then that reflects in our outer world. Once we begin to change our views or our behaviors, automatically things around us start to change. We either get out of situations or we put more effort or whatever it is for you. But it's needed. It's definitely needed. Your current situation here is the Hierophant. So like I said, a lot of masculines are either stuck in marriages or they just went and jumped into a marriage recently, or they've been stuck in a marriage for a while, but they are not completely happy in it. Or again, they made this choice out of fear or getting needs met, or not wanting to, again, allow for endings that we know need to end, instead choosing to stay in comfort zones even though we're not growing there, we're not happy in them, Again, being in commitments that we know we need to end to move towards something better. Or, if we recently jumped into a situation and chose the karmic partner that we were with because we refused again to change within ourselves, to step up to the plate as was required to re-enter into the feminine's life, the one that you left behind. If you refused to do that and just settled for where you were, this is where you currently are. But regardless, as I mentioned in your other reading, whether you're here with, whether you're with the person that you're with now, the karmic situation that you're going to turn into a life partnership, if it lasts that long, or or leaving on to be on your own, or going whatever it is, wherever you are, because no matter where you go, there you are. You're needing to change. There's an aspect of you that you're needing to let go of that's caused you to, again, repeat, repeat, repeat. Again, same shit, different ass. Same people, same scenarios, different people. Because again, you're the same. You enter into them with the same motives and intentions, and you behave in them the same way that you always have. So, which is why, again, we get what we project, what we put out. So this is the current state. So they're in a commitment, they're in a marriage, or some are currently committed to change but are still in the midst of it. And I didn't read these two, damn. But this was the overview. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm already kind of, I'll read it after this. I'm sorry. I should have read them first to give an overall picture. But again, or they could be thinking about commitment or trying to be committed again to their own growth. We shall see what the Hierophant's about. So either they're stuck in a marriage that they jumped into recently because they refuse to get out of their comfort zone. They refuse to hold themselves accountable in regards to maybe putting in efforts to go back to a past person, even though they wanted to. Or again, they're thinking about who they want to commit to. Or they're trying to be just committed in and of themselves to their own healing, those that are aware of their shadow shit or parts of themselves that need to go, and they've actually, matured enough to self-reflect, realize that, Now, it's in the upright, so again, it speaks about religion, of group identification, conformity, tradition, beliefs. Again, entry into all types of institutions. They say marriage institution. There's a need to adapt to existing set of beliefs or the systems that are in place. So for some that are even in marriages or in relationships or in commitments, you're needing to still change and adapt to that. You can't be in a relationship and still act like you're single. These kind of things. So understanding that, again, relationships are about equal give and take. It's time to step up. It's time to be, King of Wands here. So again, that's the current state of being. Now, the overview for the month, as I forgot to read, we have the Diamond Weaver, material wealth, true prosperity, and also the Phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change. So again, for some, they are, allowing for change to happen. They're focusing again on getting their money right, material wealth, prosperity. They're trying to rise from the ashes of whatever they've been through. Or again, they're allowing some things to end, or some might be resisting, but we'll see what this says here. Number 6. When the Diamond Dreamer arrives, he represents a successful manifestation of the unseen into the material. Be sure you truly want what you think you desire. So as again, check our motives, our intentions, the reason why we make the choices that we make. If they're not from a place that is of truth, honorability, integrity, and true consideration for whoever else that we are, again, imposing our energy upon. You know, make sure, again, we do things for the right reasons, not reasons that are based out of fear, not reasons that are based in not wanting to, again, to grow up, essentially, to admit to things that gotta go, to be willing to, again, to embrace change. Um, so again, make sure we're making the right choices for the right reasons, or we're making choices for the right reasons, not the wrong ones, because it'll come to blow up in your face later on, for sure. All manner of conditions will flow around you. Be sure you truly want what you think desire, for this ally will commit to getting it for you. All manner of conditions will flow around you. Messages from Spirit will serve to guide you towards achieving your heart's desire. If you want a house, you'll be led to it. If your priority is a new job with the right continual steps, you will achieve this. If you desire a more harmonious relationship, the measures needed to create this will be obvious. So that's, again, within us that needs to change. Like it says, no matter where you are, who you're with, you know, happiness begins within and it flows into your outer environment. Again, what efforts are you putting into the day to day to be a good partner if you're with someone or you want to be with someone? A project that finally pays off. Material gain and positive financial shifts may also be on the way. You will indeed see the tangible results of your ambition. The Diamond Dreamer also serves to guide you to the appropriate choices so that the unseen is awakened to move mountains on your behalf. Positive communication is now possible in all your relationships. So again, if you step up and you are pure in your intentions, you're honest, you're truly wanting to change, you know, positive transformation is possible. But again, it's how you are applying that effort, or how you are putting in the work is going to determine, again, the outcome, because there's possibilities here, but it all depends on you, right? Number 29. The Phoenix appears as your ally to celebrate your journey and to ensure your ultimate success. This is true even if it appears that you've just passed through a metaphorical experience of death. We have the death card. Or are currently enduring a perception of failure in your life. Death and rebirth are related when you enter the realm of the Phoenix. Seen in this light, nothing truly dies, but rather changes from one ending directly into a new beginning. The Phoenix is constantly reinventing itself and rises up whole and new and even more powerful with every death it experiences. This could signal an end of a relationship or of a dynamic within one, or an end of a job, a project, or even a life. Perhaps no failure is involved, but it's time for a complete overhaul of your circumstances. You may be tired of what you're doing, or you may know intuitively that it's time to move on and try something new. Again, that's why you get the death card there. Whatever the case, a death of the old and a celebration of new life are called for. Whatever you do now will indeed be a successful endeavor, for rebirth is imminent. And that's what it's about for you, masculine. Rebirth, change, you know, transforming from our old self that was operating in the shadow. Shadow aspects, again, lies, deception, means to an end, because this has been your pattern, so that's why I'm throwing these scenarios out here. And again, and this is obviously most of my readings I've coming to see as I'm guiding people through this journey is dealing with the shadow aspects of the self, childhood wounding, you know, which is where the shadow comes from. Our perceptions of self, again, our perceptions of love, of life, of whatever it is. And it's kind of helping people to kind of realize those things in themselves, in their relationships, and how to move through that energy. And I think that I've kind of, as I've discovered that as I've had this channel for a year, I've been kind of called to lead people through the same things that I've kind of been through, and to help guide them and to realize, again, the things that I just spoke of, to help them become the best versions of themselves. So that's kind of what I'm discovering my channel has been about, which is why I can speak on much of these things from a personal or of experience and wisdom gained. So however I'm trying to help you here, However it hits home for you, please take heed to this, because it's important for you and your growth and your development, as I went on a spiel. But the recent past, or what has led to this current situation, is the Two of Wands in the reverse and the Two of Wands upright. This person feels like the world is their oyster. They're ready to broaden their horizons. They're ready to get out of their comfort zones. They could be at a distance from somebody, so they're kind of looking at the world. There's the water there. They're trying to figure out again, moving on or moving forward, or moving across city, state, country. Future planning, progress, decisions, discovery, again, willing to step into the unknown. But what's led you to this current situation is that a lot of people jumped into marriages is because, they were fearing that. They were fearing, the unknown. This is also due to lack of planning, fear of unknown and lack of planning. So either you recently got married and you're stuck in that now because, again, you weren't willing to release what you needed to release, or you're currently in a situation because, that you've been in for a while. Maybe you've been married to this person for a while or in a committed relationship for a while. For the same reasons, you kind of jumped into it again out of fear, not wanting to be alone, looking for a roof over your head, whatever the issue is for you. A lot of it stems from codependency, as again I've been talking about for over a year now. That's what comes out in these readings. People do things, again, jumping in relationships, not looking for love, looking more for help and companionship. So again, they don't have to step up to the plate and handle their business. They can just coast and float. And someone who's going to enable you in your wounding, in your karma. And maybe the feminine wasn't going to allow you to do that anymore because they wanted you to become the King of Wands. They wanted you to be responsible and financially secure and all this stuff. But perhaps you didn't want to do that. You didn't want to, conform. You didn't want to face the parts of you that needed to go. You didn't want to change. So you jumped into another situation that was going to allow you to show up the same way that you always have. Again, but that could be the situation. You could have been in this situation for a while, or this could be new, or you're thinking about this now, but maybe you had an opportunity to commit or be involved with this person before, but you didn't do it out of fear, and now you're in another situation. So you can read these a bunch of different ways. Need to organize long-term goals, meditate on what's important, afraid to step into the unknown, stunted growth, your world is too small. Again, because if we're unwilling to change anything, we can just sit around the woest or be lazy or be moochy or make excuses for why our life isn't the way it is, or live in la-la land or fantasy land and be in denial, or whatever the situation is for you, Overlooking important details in your future planning. So again, maybe we're stuck in a marriage because we jumped the gun. We jumped in due to fear or opportunity or whatever it was, and now we're feeling stuck in it because, again, we weren't thinking of the long term. Overlooking important details in your future plan, roadblocks due to lack of planning, or losing passion for a goal, or feeling unmotivated and bored. So again, unmotivated in regards to wanting to change, unmotivated in regards to wanting to expand and grow or broaden our horizons or move or do the work, whatever it is. Now we're just stuck in our current situation. Or again, we could be in one, but we're knowing we need to end it or leave it. Because we're figuring out that we made the wrong choice, we were on the wrong path because we weren't thinking clearly. So you can read it all kinds of ways. Now, how you are currently thinking and feeling, or the Page of Cups in reverse. So again, this isn't a person who's wanting to make any offers of love, or who's happy and optimistic and looks at life through young, fresh eyes, optimistic and hopeful, naive in love. This is also, pages are delivers of messages. But in the reverse, you know, we can be dealing with someone who's emotionally immature. Again, it's not a king. So, you know, it's also about somebody who could be manipulative, again, uses emotional manipulation to obtain things from other people, who's not, you know, on the up and up. Um, Someone who has emotional troubles, again, anxiety, depression, narcissism, whatever it is your issue. Escaping, trying to escape again with drugs, alcohol, or running from reality, living in your own world. Like it says, even sometimes we make excuses for our choices and our behavior. We try to justify them, even though really you know that even you know that it's bullshit. You just try to make yourself feel better or not as guilty or whatever it is. So that could be again denying truths even to yourself, refusing to look in the mirror, refusing to hold yourself accountable, always trying to say, well, I had to do what I had to do because of ABC. And it's so, you know, but again, if it came at the expense of someone else's happiness, or if it comes at the expense of living a lie, you know, and it says just to, again, keep benefiting from what that person is giving, no matter what excuse or you want to put on it, it stems from you not willing to put in the, you know, put in the effort into yourself and become the person that you should be, instead making excuses for bad behavior and still staying in situations even though you know it's not based in truth, it's not making you happy, whatever's your situation. Again, emotionally abusive, takes more than they give, lacking self-love and acceptance, because obviously if we're behaving like that, then we're not really loving ourselves. We're not accepting the truth in regards to, again, how we show up in the world and the effects that we have on our own lives and the lives of other people. Emotionally insecure, again, fear of offering love, it could be as well. Fear of ending things, and fear of offering to someone else that you might want to commit to, that you're thinking about it. um, Unfocused emotions, rampant, emotionally abusive, again, uses emotional manipulation to gain things or to get people to feel sorry for you. However you try to work your stuff in order to obtain what it is, your agenda. Um, this is obviously shadow self stuff. This is childhood issues that have caused us to behave and act a certain way in our adult lives that maybe is a bit self-serving. Treating people again as means to an end, afraid of love because perhaps you were rejected, you felt rejected in regards to love from your parents, again, because we imitate what we see, so we enter into these situations that are emotionally unfulfilling. Self-doubt, again, you could be just doubting yourself, your next moves, the choices that you make, or you're just not believing in yourself. You could be all in the woes. um, Suspicious, self-doubting, selfish, again, acting in ways that just serve ourselves. And even though, again, if we're totally wearing masks and pretending just so that we can keep getting what's being given, even though, again, that's not how you go about doing stuff. Someone who's easily depressed, childlike tantrums. And again, this could also be a part on the way your brain works. You know, our hardwiring occurs not only in the womb, but also in the early years of childhood development. That's why there are certain years that are critical to a child's development. Again, how they will perceive certain things, which includes themselves, their own importance or their worth or their value or their lovability, based upon however the caregivers were showing that to them. But also, you know, love relationship dynamics. This could all, again, have played a role in who you've been as an adult. Again, the way you think about yourself and other people, how you treat people, how you treat yourself, again, how you show up, how you apply yourself. You know, it all stems from all that shit. It's also about creative blocks, you know, so you might be kind of uncertain about career paths, or ways to manifest something, you know, creatively, or as far as career goes in your life. This is also loss of emotional control in adversity, which means like you don't handle change very well. You don't handle demands of kind of stepping up to the plate very well. You tend to run, again, to situations that allow you to just continue to be the way you've always been. But again, that's karma. That's a lesson. That's something that you're needing to become aware of and change, so that you stop staying in this victim mode cycle, or this use and abuse cycle, or whatever cycle that you're in. Um, Overly dependent. Again, dependent on another to provide, you know, put you on a pedestal to love you and dote on you and take care of you and provide a roof overhead and emotional support. Although all the while you're not really giving that back in return, you're kind of just there for some of you. Um, Not applying yourself, not trying to work on yourself, not trying to be an equal contributor to the relationship. Like, so however this is playing out for you, if I've said anything that hits for you, or you know your own situation or how it might be playing out. Um, Acting without thinking, promises not kept, and meaningless commitments in situations they sent just for benefits. Not that it's not for love, because there's no love being offered here, not even from the page. So again, being in marriages, being in commitments simply for the benefits, not for love, you know. Or this is also reflecting on perhaps a union that you once had, that you didn't keep a promise to commit or to follow through on, because you weren't thinking about long term. You weren't willing to let things go that need to be let go in regards to aspects of yourself. Um, so this is again how you're thinking and feeling. It says, or it could be fears of just making an offer, or you just not feeling the love in your current situation, whatever it is here. Your hopes and fears is the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Of course, in the upright, it's a 10. So it should be like the completion of something, which we should be allowing for the completion, the death, the rebirth of whatever it is that we've been struggling to carry to the finish line here. But in the reverse, it's avoiding responsibility, or avoiding accountability. Again, avoiding responsibility as far as stepping up to the plate, again, to handle what we need to handle, and just taking the easy route and staying where we are, and let me just coast some more, or, you know, or miss out on something else because you don't want to put your ego aside, or you don't want to take off the mask and be honest. Because a lot of Mouse's got some serious fucking lying problems, let me tell you, because it always shows up. You know, and a lot of it stems from us not being honest, again, with ourselves, holding ourselves accountable, looking in the mirror and saying, you know, who are you? Doing a life review and seeing again how we've showed up in our own lives and in the lives of others. Did we wreak havoc and chaos and destruction, or did we bring happiness, joy, and fulfillment into the people's lives that we've been involved in? Do we just go there to suck them dry and then take off to suck off another person dry, and just to keep this, you know, moochy kind of lifestyle? Again, where you're dependent on another to provide for you because we're not feeling any love or respect or self-esteem, or again, staying in victim mode, not applying ourselves, just kind of coasting by. I don't know, however it's been affecting you, but whatever it is, you know. This is also about taking on too much, or afraid to take on what needs to be taken on, and we're trying to avoid it. This is also unnecessarily holding on to a burden, something that we need to release, something that we need to let go of, so that we can, again, broaden our horizons, our life, and get out of our comfort zones and move towards, you know, committing to our own spiritual growth and development, our own path, or towards something else, or making whatever we're in now work by being committed to that, being committed again to our own growth. Because again, You bring all your baggage into a relationship, it's going to feel like a burden to the other person and to yourself, because there's always going to be issues, because again, people aren't willing to put in the work, and they're not showing up the way that they should be, so it becomes burdensome, or it feels that way. So this is also challenges that will soon pass, so you could be hoping for that. This is also releasing oneself of burdens and stresses. You could be hoping for that. This is also avoiding responsibility and making it harder on others. You made your bed, now lie in it. So that's why, again, if we're still showing up the same way we always have, we're putting all of our life struggles and responsibilities onto someone else and making them carry their load and ours, and we shouldn't be doing that. We need to be responsible again for our own selves, being a 50-50 contributor to a relationship, not just being there. Because being there and being present are two different things. You know, it's like, how are you showing up? And it says here, you made your bed, so lie in it. So now a couple of people who recently jumped into a marriage because, again, they weren't willing to change and release and allow things to go. They were in fear mode. So they said, oh, fuck it, I might as well stay where I am. And they jumped into a marriage, and now they're just unhappy. Or again, they're in it for not for love, still living a lie. Now it's like realizing that you made your bed, now you got to lie in it. And how are you going to, release the way that you're feeling, which is burdened? Because especially if you know you're living a lie, that can't feel too good. I don't know. I despise lying. I think it's a very disgusting energy. It's disrespectful to yourself and to others, because nobody wants to be known as a liar, and nobody wants to be lied to. And that's going to be a heavy burden to carry every day, living a lie, wearing masks, hiding truths, holding ourselves back, taking advantage of people, not applying ourselves, and having to be financially dependent on someone else to do what we should be doing for ourselves. Again, it's whatever it is. There's a few lessons involved here, I think, for a lot of masculines, and you're really, this one here is talking about needing to prioritize and organize your life, purging, clearing out, simplifying. Like, this is what needs to be done, or this is what you're hoping to be done. What needs to change for you is the King of Wands and the Empress just came out together. So what needs to change for you is you're needing to learn how to step into your own power. You're needing to learn how to be a leader and not just, coasting by. You're needing to learn how to be abundant and self-sufficient, and how to manifest things that are going to bring you stability, growth, expansion, broadening one's horizons, getting out of the comfort zone. Now, this one is attached to the fairy realm, and so isn't the King and Queen of Wands. So again, I might be speaking to some descended elementals who are here for the human experience, whether you believe in that or not. I'm just putting it out there. But they might be trying to remind you of who you are and why you're here, and it's to learn and to overcome these challenges, many of them that you put on yourself, because obviously in childhood you don't have much choice, but in adulthood you do. And we cannot blame childhood. We cannot blame, again, if you are self-aware and you are able to change, but you're just refusing to, you have no one to blame but yourself for anything that you might be dealing with. This is about you coming into your own, and again, becoming a leader, following your passions, finding something to be passionate about, something to give birth to manifest. Again, this is about your growth and expansion, so that you can have abundance, so that you can have the life that you want. King of Wands is about, again, life, creativity, fire and strength, ongoing drive to move forward against all obstacles, pure fire energy, taking an idea and changes the world to match his vision. So again, it's someone who's a go-getter. A natural born leader, someone again who's in control, not controlling, not trying to control people and situations again that are just going to allow us to keep being the same as we've always been. It's about, again, your own self-awareness needing to grow. Remember who you are, and you're more than who, your childhood, you're more than your environment, you're more than your conditioning. Again, you're a spiritual being coming here for the human experience, again, for your soul's evolution, to level up. But you're holding yourself back when you live in the shadow, when you're not willing to let go of, again, parts of ourselves that we know don't serve our highest and best, and aren't serving the highest and best of anybody else, especially if we in things for, being manipulative, using love to get benefits when we're not really feeling the love or giving the love in return. You know what I'm saying? Visionary, again, sets goals and sticks to them, ensures that they can make it happen with the support from those around them. So again, it's about making sure that we have people in our environment that are going to be supportive of our growth, who aren't going to enable our dysfunctions, enable us in our karma. You want people who are going to push you to become the best version of you, not be, allowing you to just flounder and still be a person who's unproductive, unmotivated, who mooches, who lies, who whatever it is. You want somebody who's not going to let you get away with your bullshit, not somebody who's going to allow you to, because again, they're dealing with their own karma and lessons that they're needing to learn about allowing that. Like it says, the masculine just went and found another person who was the same as all the others, who enabled them in their shit and allowed them to be less than, instead of trying to be with somebody who is going to encourage you to be more than. But everything is a choice. And for some masculines, again, this is a lesson that they're learning or that they need to be learning. Again, someone who's goal-oriented, future-looking. This person is not future-looking. This person wasn't thinking about the long-term future. Again, does things on a whim, jumps into stuff to again, because they're running from themselves, or they're wanting quick fixes, or they're looking for someone else to save them from the responsibility of, again, facing the music within themselves, stepping up to the plate, looking for another enabler. And now we're kind of laying in that bed that we've made, and we're still not happy in it, because again, no matter where you go, there you are. You know what I'm saying? Takes initiative, again, someone who's not all talk and no action. Embraces challenges and enjoys the growth that comes with it. So this is what needs to change about you. This is what you're needing to become. You need to be a person who stops fearing growing up, responsibility, accountability, honesty, work, effort, in whatever area of your life that you should be applying yourself, instead of, again, finding just someone else or other situations that's going to allow you to stay less than, because it's easier. It's easier to play the victim and blame everything and everyone else for our life and our situations than it is to hold our own selves accountable for our own choices and actions that have led us to the current situation, or whatever situations that we find ourselves in, right? That's a part of growing up, becoming self-aware, because change begins when you're able to recognize your own bullshit, when you stop making excuses for bad behavior, when you stop making excuses for choices that you make. Because a lot of the choices and behaviors that we're engaging in stem from, again, wounding, fear, low self-esteem, fucked up views on love, fucked up views on ourselves. Again, conditioning. And for some masculines, there is actual psychological, your wiring is off because of your childhood, especially if you grew up in abusive situations. This is where a lot of narcissistic tendencies can come from, or being a full-blown narcissistic personality disorder. Now, of course, you have to go to therapy to get diagnosed for that. But if you're embodying a lot of those traits, with or without that diagnosis, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And if you're able to self-reflect and be self-aware, then maybe there's hope for you. Because people that are full-blown narcissists, there is none of that. They'll deny, deny, deny till the day that they die. But if you are someone who is capable of some kind of reflective work, then you're encouraged to do that. You need to do some serious mirror work and figure out what is it about you that needs to change, and what do we need to let go of that's not serving us and that is hurtful to us and other people. Like I said, but if you're a full-blown narcissist, you don't give a shit. So I'm talking to the walls. I already know that. But again, they're encouraging you, if you are capable of that, to step up to the plate and be the person that you should be. And stop being less than or settling for less than, because you're obviously not happy. And again, the Empress is about the feminine principle, goddess of fertility, Earth Mother, ruled by Venus or love. So this is again about realizing a lot of it is lessons in love. You know, using love as a means to manipulate people to, again, reap benefits, living situations, money, admiration, company, whatever it is. So our approaches to love and commitment obviously is for the wrong reasons, or there's something that we're missing, that we're not stepping up to the plate in our relationships. So also the feminine power, again, that's all about nurturing sensuality, new ideas, new projects, new ways of being, again, growth and development, nurture, care, support. You know, are you giving that to yourself? Are you showing that to the people in your life? Or are you just there again to be like a leech or an energy vampire? You know, people that just come in to suck the life out of other people and then leave them high and dry and just keep repeating the pattern. Because again, you're looking for someone else to do what you should be doing for yourself. Blessings worthy of receiving, a glimpse of a miracle, a good fortune, universal energy that's about to intervene in your life, or that could, if we can learn how to get out of our own way, if we can learn to let go of what needs to be let go of, if we can learn how to be the phoenix, be the king of wands, release the burdens, take off the masks, be open to love in a genuine sense, you know, be willing to be committed to our own growth, our own healing, our own path, or to whatever relationship that we're in. Not being afraid to broaden our horizons, not being afraid to step out of our comfort zones, not being afraid to take action, just stepping up to the plate. What needs to change, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6. Oh, what is the lesson? I'm sorry, this is what is the lesson? What is the karmic lesson involved in this for you? And this is the Ten of Cups, but it's in reverse. Ten of Cups in the upright speaks about, you know, happy home. You know, joy, fulfillment. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate. Just like the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, you know, it's the ultimate. But here there's a misalignment of values. Broken home or marriage. So this is, again, the karma that you created and the lesson that you're needing to learn in regards to, again, misaligned values, even as far as yourself, being a person who has, again, integrity, morals, standards, values. If you don't have that, then you're only going to, again, enter into situations that are going to provide you benefits, but that are not going to be of a high vibration. It's just going to be low energy, low vibration karmic stuff. Because again, we're showing up the same way. The reasons that we're in it are still for fucked up reasons, not based in truth, not based in love, you know, whatever it is for you. Quarreling, family unit falling apart, again, unhappiness or a need to restore order, not spending enough quality time together, or even if you are together all the time, is it of any quality? Or is it just two people occupying the same space? Like, is there any quality to the time that you're spending, or whoever you're with? And aim to treat each other with love and respect. Again, this is your lesson, to learn to treat people with genuine love and respect and not do things that are self-serving. or enter into relationships again, being manipulative to get your foot in the door again, just so you can have company because you fear being alone, or someone to provide a roof over your head. Because again, a relationship partner and a roommate will provide two different things. So again, for a lot of masculines who want to use the excuse, oh, well, I had a hard time and I couldn't survive on my own or whatever, it's like, well, no, you could if you got a roommate, but that would still require you to be somewhat responsible for yourself, because you still have to pay your portion of things. You still have to whatever. But a romantic partner, they're going to love on you, dote on you, stroke your ego. And when you can't pay, they'll pay it for you. And again, a lot of people that are looking to be enabled in their karma and to continue to be a mooch and not step up to the plate, they would prefer to be in a relationship than to get a roommate. So again, people jump from situation to situation just so that person can provide for them that which the masculine should be providing for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's again realizing the truth of why we enter into certain things, or again, where we should be applying our efforts in regards to creating happy, healthy home lives. You know, aim to treat each other with love and respect to restore harmony and love, a need for compassion and respect, misaligned personal values, again, not being true to yourself, questioning beliefs in what you were doing, needing to address lingering issues, especially if it's stuff about us that need to change, right? Neglecting loved ones while pursuing materialistic goals. So again, in situations where masculines are unhappy in their current situation and are thinking about the past person that they want to go back to, or maybe they feel like they missed the opportunity to go back, so now they've decided to settle into this situation. Again, it's we were pursuing that shiny thing that seemed like a better thing, but again, no matter where you go, there you are. And once you were there, for some you realize you couldn't go back, and for some they're still trying to make their way back. But for you, the lesson in regard again is about no matter where you go, there you are. You can't run from yourself. And a lot of the problems that are in our relationships or in our lives have to do with how we're showing up. The grass is greener where you water it. And a lot of masculines are starting to learn that and need to be clear about where your personal values lie. Questioning beliefs in what you were doing. Again, neglecting loved ones. Oh, I already read that part. So that is your lesson, masculine. Again, the grass is greener where you water it. And how are you showing up in relationships? Repeating cycles, repeating patterns of behavior, all that are from a selfish, self-serving place that needs to go. Right? What aspect of the self is this lesson trying to get you to change or to be aware of? And this is about the world. This is about, karma. We reap what we sow. This is also about cycles, allowing things to go around. This is also about, this is a travel card. So maybe some people are what they're trying to get you to change or to be aware of is maybe that we shouldn't, again, the grass is greener where you water it. So maybe a lot of masculines left situations thinking, again, the grass would be greener somewhere else, and they weren't thinking about the long-term consequences of that. And they realizing that they needed to apply themselves where they were, because again, no matter where you go, there you are. So again, this is about completion, or maybe people shouldn't have left where they were. That could be another thing here. Completion of a new journey, beginning, future looking, accomplishment, victory, like the Wheel of Fortune. It also deals about cycles, karmic cycles, things that we keep repeating again. Completing a major life cycle. Both of these talk about that. So again, if we are self-reflecting and we are putting in the work to change, whether in your current situation or trying to go back, whatever, it's about you, your soul's journey, your soul's evolution. Because again, we don't want to bring our shit with us in every situation that we go to. So it's about healing the self, letting go of aspects of the self that gotta go, that we keep finding ourselves repeating, enduring hardships and challenges. You know, this is what the life lesson is trying to teach you, to not run away from challenges, to not run away from shadow aspects of the self that we know that got to go into karmic situations that's just going to enable us again to be the same old, even though the same old is no good. New beginnings after a cycle, again, world travel. So again, for some people that they left different city, state, country, and maybe again there needs to be aware that again, no matter where you go, there you are. This is about looking outwardly, evolution of the soul, being future looking, again, not fearing the future, not fearing getting out of comfort zones, again, allowing cycles to end that should end, or ways of being to end that should end. So it's also about coming full circle. So for some, they're realizing, for some masculines who are trying to find their way back but are unsure of how to do that, that is coming like full circle back to where you left, because you realize that you needed to put effort into that, and you shouldn't have left the situation because you were refusing to acknowledge something about yourself. You weren't being committed. You weren't showing the love. Now, the last one here is, what will you or should you have learned when this lesson is over? We have the Ace of Cups, the King of Swords in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. I mean, so right off the bat, it's in regards to love, offers of love, who we offer our love to, how we show up in love, missed opportunities in love because we were behaving in a way, again, that was self-serving, lies, deception, or we were unclear, so we rushed into things without thinking. This is kind of the lesson here. Okay. Ace of Cups, again, is about trusting your intuition and heart to lead the way. Incarnation and spirit appearing in the material world, or awakening of the human spirit. A cup of love being offered to you emotionally and spiritually. Fulfillment is there for the taking. Beginning of love and happiness and compassion. Positive energy between two people. New love. Giving, receiving love on a new level. Again, showing up differently. Not in a way where, again, we're just taking and throwing crumbs, whatever, just to sustain a person, to keep providing whatever it is that they're providing for you. It's learning, again, how to show up differently, how to be authentic in our offerings of love and not be, again, serving our own agendas or shady or lying or whatever it is. It's also about forgiveness. You know, and perhaps even if we were coming into this awareness, trying to forgive ourselves for, you know, fucking shit up or not seeing the light sooner. So forgiveness always has to start from within. But, you know, it's the actions that you take after this awareness, after this forgiveness, especially if you're needing to ask for forgiveness of others. And maybe you didn't do that in the right way. Here goes the damn people on the other street with their motorcycle. Making peace. You know, maybe we lost out on an opportunity to make peace with someone, or to gain their forgiveness because, again, we weren't taking any action, and now we're thinking about it, and that was the lesson. Creative expression, allowing emotions to shine through. You know, birth of a new idea, or a spark of a new inspiration. And of course, King of Swords in reverse is manipulative. Manipulative. A tyrant, someone who's abusive, who uses emotional and mental manipulation on people. Gaslighting, lying, deceiving. Like I said, some of the masculines are really displaying traits of a narcissistic personality disorder. Whether, again, if it's full blown or not, that would be up to a therapist to recommend. I said, but it could be any other kind of cluster B personality type or whatever it is. It's fucking up the way that they show up in life and how they treat people. So misuse of mental power, again, using manipulation, authority and drive, self-serving, manipulating again to serve our own interests, cutting with our words, could be critical or stern. Narcissistic, as I mentioned, or showing those behaviors, charming and intellectual again, but harmful. Someone who only has their personal interests in mind, who doesn't care about how they affect other people. It's also feeling lost and uncertain about our options. So again, rushing into situations because we're all over the place. And again, you should be only entering into relationships when you have something to offer, when you got your shit together. Because relationships that are based in need don't end well. Relationships that are based in karma don't end well. Scattered thoughts, lack of decisiveness, or not making decisions. Not making decisions that we need to take, again, not taking action. And Knight of Swords, again, is impatient, impulsive. Again, rushes into things without thinking of the consequences of the long-term actions of their choices and behaviors. Disregard for consequences. And again, and maybe we've lost something. Maybe we've lost something because we didn't care about that, but now we do. Now we wish we would have made different choices. Little direction resulting in rash decisions and pulling down others with you. Scattered thoughts, disorganized, flippant, and unpredictable. If encountering this kind of person, be very wary and be sure not to get caught up in all the hype and energy that surrounds them. So again, you come in promising dreams but deliver nightmares. You know what I'm saying? They could be a great talker and full of ideas about the future and opportunities, but don't get sucked into the whirlwind or a need to slow down or risk burnout. Someone who's reckless and impatient nature, who's like a teenager, who needs life experience to learn to be accountable for our actions. So that is your lesson, masculine, and I really hope that you learn it. I really hope that you learn it because you need to. You need to. And on that note, I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck. In regards to this and anything else you might be going through, again, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. And again, I wish you luck. Until next time, take care.